All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Walt Lynch, and I am the president of the Placentia Chamber of Commerce, and I wanted to welcome everybody this morning. On behalf of the Placentia Chamber of Commerce, I'd like to say welcome to Mayor Ward Smith's 2023 State of the City Address. This year's theme is New Era of Success and Collaboration, and the Chamber is honored to host this event and is very excited about all the progress and announcements that we're going to hear about today or this morning. But before, I'd like to acknowledge our Placentia City Council members. We are very fortunate to have these people, and I'd like to make sure and recognize all of them, starting with Mayor Ward Smith. Mayor Pro Tem Jeremy Yamaguchi. City Councilman Kevin Kerwin. City Councilwoman Rhonda Shader. And City Councilman Chad Vanka. Can I get you all to stand so we can give you all a round of applause? We'd also like to, I'd like to start by saying thank you for the great turnout. I think we've had one of the largest turnouts we've had, at least since I've been aware of, in quite a while. And we'd like to make a few more quick announcements. First, we'd like to start with any city council member from another city, please stand and be acknowledged. I think we have a number here today. Thank you all for the great work you do. Now, if you're here from the Placentia, Yorba Linda Unified School District, can you please stand and be acknowledged? Next, if you're here from the Placentia Library District, can I please get you to stand from the Library District? Round of applause for them. And finally, if you're here representing any dignitary, including congresswomen, supervisors, senators, etc., please stand and let's give you a round of applause. Thank you all for being here today. Next, I'd like to acknowledge our generous sponsors without them, we really wouldn't make this possible today. Starting with our title sponsors, Placentia Linda Hospital, Yorba Linda Water District, Jones Mayer Law, and Kramer Land Company. Thank you to our title sponsors. Our platinum sponsors are SoCal Gas, Southern California Edison, Republic Services, and TS Home Design. And finally, our gold sponsors are Capelli Cookies, which I think there's some there in front of you today, Perimeter Protection and Surveillance Systems, Inc., Mr. D's Diner, Mercy Housing, Crescendo Senior Living, West Coast Arborist, Grant Romancia Photography, Townsend Public Affairs, Placentia Fiber City, and Lynch EMS. Let's give all of our sponsors a big round of applause. All right, so now I would like to introduce why we're here today, our mayor, Mayor Ward Smith, to deliver the state of the city. But before he does, Mayor Ward Smith has been a Placentia resident for most of his life. And most of us probably know this, but before serving on the city council, he spent a career with the Placentia Police Department and eventually retired as the police chief of our police department. Mayor Smith's active in many communities and organizations and serves on a number of boards. Orange County Adult Achievement Center, He's a Rotary of Placentia, Love Placentia, and he loves America. And the Orange County Peace Officers Association. I think that's just a small sample of what he does. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Mayor Ward Smith to the stage here to deliver our State of the City.
Well, thank you for that, Walt. Before I actually touch on this, don't freak out over the number of pages. I had to make it big font so I could actually see what I was speaking to and what I was talking about. But again, thank you for that introduction, Walt. I appreciate it. Good morning and welcome, everyone. I am so honored, and our city is honored by your presence here today. It is always a pleasure to see so many friends of Placentia as we look back on our history, and more importantly, as we look ahead to our future. I want to express my sincere appreciation to the Chamber of Commerce for hosting this event, and along with those very lines, all of our city staff that has helped put this together. They have put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of hours, both on the Chamber side and on the city side, so I appreciate that. I would like to also thank our council members that I get the pleasure of working with. I'd like to thank our commissioners and committee members for all of the hard work that they do for being an essential part of shaping our city. I'd first like to start this event with an invocation from Nelson Cook. I'll give you his title. It's the Executive Director of Coin Ministry, but more importantly, I think of Nelson as a very, very close friend. So Nelson, at this time, if you'd come forward, please.
Okay, Jeremy, good to see you, man. It's been too long. You start hiding from me, I'm going to tackle you, brother. Okay. I'm a former coach, so, we need to have some enthusiasm in here, okay? So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and everybody's going to go, hut, hut, hut. Okay? You don't go, hut, hut, hut. You do that, you get tackled, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, see, we're awake now. All right. I just wanted to say that the Bible says this is the day the Lord has made, right? And we shall be what? Glad and rejoice in it. Are you glad? 1, 2, 3. Oh, some of you forgot. Okay, all right. We'll give you another chance. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Okay. So I just wanted to say, prior to prayer, there's another scripture that's really important. It's Proverbs 4:23. You gave me 10 minutes? 15? Okay. Proverbs 4:23. It's a key scripture for what we're going through in our country, in our city, everywhere. And that is, it says, above all else, that's everything. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it proceed the issues of life. Guard your heart. It's really critical that we focus on guarding our heart. And the only one that can do that is the Lord, right? So let's pray along that line. Father, I thank you in the name of Jesus for the opportunity to come before you and lay before you the State of the City address that Ward and all these members are here to present. Lord, we need you. Apart from you, we can do nothing on our own. We need the strength and the power and the wisdom, discernment, accountability of fellow believers that are going to walk according to your word. I ask that you would provide that wisdom for Ward as he leads this city, and Jeremy and the rest of the city council. I thank you for people that serve, that we would serve one another. You've told us that to have real joy, it's putting Jesus first, others second, ourselves last. May we live that way. Father, thank you that we have the privilege of allowing you to work through us today. Bless the rest of this meeting, and may we consider one another as more important than ourselves. May we not push our own agenda, but push your agenda, because that will bring us real freedom. That will bring us real life and light and love and compassion, which we need in this city, in this state, in this country, in this world. So we offer it to you and ask you to bless as only you can. And I ask it in the wonderful name of Jesus. And everybody said, amen. Hut, hut, hut! Hut, hut. Gotcha.
All right, Nelson. Thank you. I appreciate that for that wonderful invocation. And now I'd like to welcome up Placentia Police Chief Brad Butts to introduce the Police Department Honor Guard and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Brad?
Thank you, Mark. Good morning. Would everybody please stand? I'm proud to introduce the Placentia Police Department Honor Guard for the posting of our colors.
Detail. Right. Face. Detail. Ready. Hope. Detail. Ready. Two. Detail. Ready. Face. Detail. Present. Arms.
Please join me in honoring our nation's colors with the flag salute. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Detail. Order. Arms. Detail. Ready. Face. Forward. March.
Thank you, Chief, and the Placentia Police Department Honor Guard for being here today. I am now honored to welcome up Miss Placentia, Paige Williams, to sing the national anthem and God Bless America. Paige, thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we'd watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you so very much, Paige, for those beautiful renditions of God Bless America and our national anthem. I'd also like to thank our harpist, Phoebe Schraft, who is over to my left and is playing the beautiful harp music that you'll hear throughout this event. It is really amazing, so thank you. Please be seated. I'm sorry. I'm standing, I don't feel everybody else has to stand. At this time, I'd like to take a break for lunch. I hope you enjoy the lunch. I hope you enjoy the opportunity to visit with one another and the camaraderie that exists in this room. And I'll be back in just a little bit to deliver the actual State of the City address. Thank you. Okay. I absolutely love hearing all the interaction, all the conversations, everything taking place. But out of respect to everybody's time, we're going to go ahead and move forward with the address. We're going to treat this like a Rotary meeting, okay? Rotary here, all right? We're going to treat it like this. If you're having your meal and you're enjoying your meal, please continue to eat your meal, okay? Don't feel like, oh, I can't eat, I can't do this, I can't do that. No, by all means do so. Because somewhere I think they're, well, I don't know, I should look at an Alta Vista person. Is there dessert coming? All right, okay, so you guys will get dessert. So finish your dinner or lunch here first. No dessert without lunch, unless you're Sheila. She already ate her cookie. So, okay. So we'll go ahead and, we're going to go ahead and speak to the business at hand today. In 2020, I delivered my first State of the City address. It looked quite a bit different than this does. For starters, it was the first time in Placentia's history, probably first time in most of you that represent city's history, that we did not deliver a live State of the City address due to the pandemic. We were at City Hall recording it with only just a few staff members around, not a room filled with beloved family, friends, and neighbors like we are here today. And I thank you all for attending. Needless to say, I'm very happy to have had another chance to speak to you and be here with you today to answer the question, what is the state of our city? I will be specific in my comments on a variety of different topics, and first, we're going to talk about housing developments. It's important to recognize that Placentia's growth is guided by a commitment to preserving our rich heritage while also embracing growth and modernization of our city. In the recent years, we have seen many new housing developments and welcomed thousands of new residents into our city. I'm thankful that our community continues to embrace these new residents and all the new developments within our city that are arising. Recognizing the need for affordable housing in Placentia, coupled with our rapidly growing senior population, I am proud to talk about two specific developments in the city that we'll be addressing. One housing development is in progress at what we're referring to as Santa Angelina Affordable Senior Apartments. These apartments will feature 64 units that will be restricted to seniors earning less than 60% of the area median income for Orange County. This property will be owned and operated by the Church of the Blessed Sacrament in partnership with the church. The National Community Renaissance California, what we refer to as National Core, will operate the senior housing development there on site. It's a well-planned architecture that is compatible with the surrounding homes in the neighborhood and will feature great amenities that promote a high quality of life for all. The project is expected to be completed in winter, and we look forward to welcoming the new senior residents to our city. The other project that is, and am I moving too fast? I'm okay? Okay. I can't see the screen, so I know they're popping stuff up there. The other project that is upcoming is the Baker Street Affordable Housing Development, which will consist of 68 units with a mix of 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom options. 20 of the units will be set aside for formerly homeless households. The city is partnering with Mercy Housing California for the development of this project, and Mercy Housing will also be working closely with our Placentia Navigation Center and other nonprofits such as His OC, which are soundly and firmly rooted here in our community. Also in progress is the Hudson Townhomes, which are located off of Orangethorpe and Van Buren. This development will feature 139 townhomes, including 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom floor plans. The new townhomes will also have several great amenities such as a tot lot, a dog park, a basketball court, fire pits, and more. Construction on these townhomes is expected to continue well into the spring, and I look forward to taking a tour of this beautiful new Placentia community. Another exciting housing development we have upcoming is going to be 100 detached 2-story single-family homes located at Alta Vista and the intersection of, or close to the intersection of Rose, behind the Ralph's Supermarket at Village Center at Rose Shopping Center. This project is in collaboration with the developer Toll Brothers, and the city will soon hold a groundbreaking ceremony to mark the start of the construction of this great project. The last great development that I'd like to touch on is the Senza mixed-use development within our transit-oriented development district along Crowther Avenue. The Senza development has 418 units of apartments and approximately 10,500 square feet of retail commercial space available on the ground floor. Similar to the Herald just down the street from the Senza, this development will be a rental community focusing on high quality luxury living with resort style amenities such as a pool, high-end workout facilities, gourmet kitchens, high quality courtyards with fire pits, barbecues, pet walking areas, and more. The Senza is nearing completion, and I look forward to having a ribbon-cutting ceremony with all of our partners in the chamber this winter to celebrate this stunning new development. The developments that I've discussed, whether affordable or more upscale, stand as pillars of our city's continuous journey towards progress and future planning. Second is a discussion about our Old Town TOD, Transit-Oriented Development or District, Metrolink, EIFD, the Enhanced Infrastructure Financing District program, and the dog park. A high priority for me is the continued investment and revitalization of our Old Town and Transit-Oriented Development District. We have a lot of exciting things that are going on in those areas, and I've asked Council Member Rhonda Shader to share some updates on all things Old Town, Placentia, TOD, EIFD, Metrolink, and even our future dog park.
Hi, everybody. This is Rhonda Shader. Welcome to District 1, the most interesting district in the city. This place is full of rich Placentia heritage, and it's such a treasure for our city. If you have not been down here lately, you have to come. This summer, I've taken advantage of our Old Town Live on Friday nights. Our business owners partnered with Cal State Fullerton, and we had some of the greatest jazz bands down here. People are coming, they're eating, and wow, we have new restaurant choices. So besides our world-class Mexican fare down here, we've got sushi, we have an amazing coffee shop, we've got a cigar and whiskey lounge that people all over the county and the area are enjoying. And we're just so proud of what's going on down here. You've seen our parking morph, our street direction morph. We're listening to everybody in the city and just trying to make this place better and better and better. And so it will continue to change as the vision of our council from 2017 continues to roll out. Things just take time, but don't worry, it's coming. And of course, we're waiting on that beautiful Metrolink stop. Please don't give up. We are fighting. I work on it every single week. Our partners at Metrolink and Orange County Transportation Authority are telling us, no, we want to stop in Placentia. We're not giving up. We're going to make it happen. And so your leadership in Placentia is working for that too. So we're not giving up on that either. Now, of course, we are working for the future because our future is bright here in Placentia, and we're taking a whole new reimagined look at our beautiful Chapman corridor, right off the 57 freeway, straight all the way to the city building. And we're asking for public input this whole last year, and we are going to plan something beautiful on the main entrance to our city from the 57 freeway. So we can all look forward to that. And finally, one of my most favorite things, no secret that I'm a huge dog lover. And so my colleagues have given me the go-ahead and the green light to start planning the first ever dog park in Placentia. And so we are designing that and planning for that in the future. The people of Placentia made it clear they want world-class amenities in this city. They want quality, and so we're going to give it to you. And so I can't wait to share with you the plans for that later this year. Thank you for joining us today. It's great to see you all.
Very good. Thank you, Rhonda. I really appreciate that. I got to be honest. If you do know Rhonda, you do know that she's a tremendous dog lover, just as I am. Dogs have always been an integral part of our lives, I think. And I can't believe that little Ellie didn't get any playtime, you know? No camera appearance, no nothing. She must have been on a bigger gig that day or something like that. So, but I do appreciate those comments. Thank you, Rhonda. Next, under new businesses. With the construction of the new Camilla homes at Alta Vista and Rose, I'm excited to announce that we are currently in talks with Chick-fil-A, who wants to occupy all of the retail space in front of the homes. City staff is working right now to finalize their development plans. And I will tell you that you may look at that corner and say, that's an awful lot of property for a chicken place. But let me tell you, they have made a presentation of a very, very well thought out new concept for this site, and we're excited about it. So I will look forward to providing more updates on that soon. I'm also excited to be welcoming Ace Hardware to Placentia. Ace is a staple from back in my day when I was a youngster, and the place that my dad would shop all the time before what? Oh yeah, Home Depot, Lowe's, things like that. Ace is a great place to have as an addition to our community. Ace will be occupying the former space, or the space that was formerly the Big Lots in the Rose Linda Shopping Center. The store will have a garden center along the front of the business, and they will also be renovating the storefront, lighting, and facade. I look forward to welcoming Ace later this year. Next is an update on our city financing. Maintaining the city's long-term fiscal sustainability and providing essential public safety, street, and road repair projects is a top priority, not just for myself, but for our entire city council. I am so proud of where we are now and how far we have come. The city recently received a significant credit rating increase along with a AA- minus bond rating for a specific bond being issued for the future public safety building, which you'll hear more about in just a few minutes. The improved rating will attract more investors and businesses to Placentia, creating opportunities for economic development and job growth. With that, I'd like to ask that our city treasurer, Kevin Larson, tell us a little bit more about the current state of our city finances.
Hello, this is City Treasurer Kevin Larson, and I would like to report to you on the current state of our city finances. I'm happy to report that our city is achieving sustained fiscal health. In the area of fiscal operations, city revenues continue to grow through funding provided by Measure U. General fund contingency reserves are above the 25% requirement and are currently at 34%. The city's general credit rating has recently been raised from AA- to AA. The California State Auditor's Fiscal Health Report ranks Placentia above average in the following areas of general fund reserves, debt burden, liquidity, and retirement funding and obligations. In the area of liquidity and investments, our improved liquidity has allowed the city to place new investments to achieve higher average investment returns of 3% compared to 2% a year ago, $1 million in trailing 12 months accrued investment income, and an investment strategy that maximizes returns and lowers risk in the long term. Overall, the City of Placentia continues to improve its fiscal position. Positive and factual key performance indicators support our mayor's and council's goal of fiscal sustained operations into the future. Thank you.
Very good. Yeah, that's huge, because if you're part of the fabric of Placentia, you know that story hasn't always been the one that's been told. So we're very, very fortunate, and it does put proof in the pudding that this community is pulling together and that this city staff is working hard to drive us in the right direction. Next, I want to speak to public safety staffing. Now a subject of critical importance, as I see it, and one that is near and dear to my heart, is our public safety teams. Among the many accomplishments over the last year I'm most proud of, I'm so happy to say that maybe for the first time ever, all of our public safety teams are nearly fully staffed. And trust me, I know the ups and downs of that regiment. This includes our Fire and Life Safety Department, our Police Department, and our Public Safety Communications Dispatch Center. As I'm sure you all know, hiring for any job is difficult, especially those within the public safety arena. So to be nearly fully staffed is a monumental accomplishment, and I'm so proud of the collective work of our city staff who have gotten us to this point. To that point, I'd like to share a few highlights about each of our public safety teams. The Police Department recently released their 2021-2022 biennial report and reported that they lowered the average response times for emergency calls to 4 minutes and 21 seconds, reaching the department's goal of under 5 minutes. That's huge. We also had a 39% decrease in crimes against persons in 2022 compared to 2021. To report a decrease in crimes is almost unheard of these days. We all see the headlines and listen to the news reports. So I'm very proud of the hard work that our entire of our entire department. They also continue to make community engagement a priority. Launched the first Spanish-only Citizens Academy in 2022 with much success. I got a tie to that. Letty Galley up here in front. She works closely with our community down off of Cypress Street and in our Atwood neighborhood. Cypress Street Venture is in our La Jolla neighborhood down south, and I've attended now the 2 classes that they've actually had, and they are phenomenal. They get a great turnout from our neighborhoods and our community. They're engaged, they ask great questions, and you can tell that they really want to be a part of things and see how it is that our police department works. So thank you to our department, and thank you to you, Letty, for helping work that out. The Fire and Life Safety Department recently hired, like I said, it's in its third year of operation, a deputy chief and a fire marshal, and began conducting fire inspections. We were very proud. To have fire personnel sent out as single resources on several wildfires as a result of mutual aid. The department also recently released their biennial report and reported reduced overall response times by 11%, down to 5 minutes and 8 seconds. That's huge for a fire response. The Public Safety Communications Center continues to meet and exceed the National Emergency Number Association call answer time requirements. They will also be beginning the International Academies of Emergency Dispatch accreditation process here in the next few months. They are currently fully staffed, which is a significant milestone that is rarely accomplished by many cities. That is a very hard component and work unit within your agencies to fill or keep maintained full. Over the last year, they have also increased their community engagement significantly by attending community events, local schools, and career fairs. Many agencies around us, ours included, has now for a number of years done coffee with a cop. Just this past weekend, we had pizza with the police. Dispatch did Danish with dispatch, okay? And I'll tell you, there were pictures to take it because I wasn't in town on that weekend, and there were pictures that showed the involvement and engagement of the community up there asking our dispatchers questions, our dispatchers sharing information and providing answers to questions that are awfully asked. These accomplishments collectively mark a significant milestone for the city and are key indicators that we are on the right track internally and externally here in Placentia. I'm so proud of the men and women of our public safety teams and thank them for their hard work and dedication to the citizens of Placentia. Give them a hand. Now we'll move to infrastructure and future planning. We're going to start, as I mentioned earlier, the public safety building. For years, the city has rented a public safety facility that has not met our needs for police and evidence. And we began to realize that as we grow as an agency and do great police work, we needed something that will meet our demands now and well into the future. This resulted in a vision of developing a state-of-the-art facility to meet our police department's current and future needs while also ensuring our officers have the best technology and equipment available. Last September, the City Council approved a state-of-the-art public safety facility building, which will include a two-story, 18,805 square foot building with a ground-level indoor shooting range, a facility to house property and evidence, and a new 911 communications center. The building will also include a training and conference center, additional staff office space, and outdoor storage units for other city departments. When you're in a building that's 50 years old, you gotta believe that you've run out of room. So this is a great project. This new building will not only provide our public safety personnel with space that they need, but it will also enable them to use new technology to serve and protect this community with unparalleled efficiency and effectiveness. As the retired police chief of our department, I am in the unique position to understand the great need that we had for this building as our city and specifically our public safety personnel continue to grow and adapt to the changing world. I am glad that my fellow city council members also saw the need for this project and that we are making it happen. This new building marks a significant stride forward in ensuring continued safety and security for the Placentia community, as well as the exceptional men and women who protect it. So again, I think a great leap forward here. Next, I'll speak to a newer project that is under consideration at this time, the proposed senior/community center. As mayor and an elected official for the city of Placentia, my goal is to try to understand and meet the needs of all members of our community. We have identified that our senior population is the fastest growing segment of our population. After evaluating our current senior center, which is located in our old town, it was determined that this building does not adequately accommodate the needs of not only the current population, but even more into the future. In realizing this, the City Council created a blue ribbon committee of residents who have toured other community centers to get ideas and insight, identified a location for the future facility at Tri-City Park, and helped with the design process. The proposed center will support a multitude of activities such as fitness classes, art classes, music, games, meals, and social and support groups for all ages. There will also be a large community hall accommodating up to 300 guests for rentals and reservations of community events, weddings, and even perhaps a future State of the City address. You never know. Finally, the proposed center will also include conference and training rooms for staff, offices for community services personnel, and even a third-party vendor for the operation of a proposed cafe open to all the center and even park patrons. I look forward to sharing more with you on this exciting project and progress. It is definitely a project that was just advanced at our last council meeting. So this will be a project you'll hear more and more about. I would encourage you to stay connected. We as a city will do our best to put the information out there to keep you apprised of where we're at, what's going on. We will invite you to public meetings, outdoor meetings, all kinds of information shares. You'll get it from the city, you'll get it from your social media feeds. If you don't have a social media feed yet and you're not on the Placentia Buzz, come catch Sheila after this luncheon and she'll get you signed up. You can join 20,000 plus of your closest friends. Let's talk about Measure U. We are fortunate that in November 2018, Placentia voters overwhelmingly approved Measure U, a 1% sales tax increase to help fund the cost of much-needed infrastructure repairs and maintenance, as well as public safety and other critical services. With the establishment of the Citizens Oversight Committee, independent financial audits are conducted to ensure that all Measure U funds are spent properly. At this time, I would now like to play a quick video from our city clerk, Bob McKinnell, who is also part of the Citizens Oversight Committee, with an update of where we're at with Measure U.
Hi, my name is Bob McKinnell, and I'm the City of Placentia's elected city clerk, as well as serve on the Citizens Oversight Committee for Measure U. I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about Measure U and let you know the positive impact it's having across our city. Since its passage 4 years ago, Measure U has provided revenue to support 4 key areas of improved city services. First of all is the area of deferred maintenance on our roads and infrastructure. It had been 7 years since we'd done any significant road maintenance prior to the passage of Measure U, but now the plan is to redo every city street. The second area of improvement was in our OPEB unfunded pension liabilities. Measure U revenue has allowed us to refinance what was higher costs of variable rate financing through CalPERS with lower fixed rate financing through a private entity. This will save the city millions in the coming year. The third area of improvement is in employee retention. Prior to the passage of Measure U, the city was seeing a revolving door with its employees, resulting in high training costs and lots of forced overtime. Since Measure U, we've been able to improve our compensation packages and significantly improved our retention of city employees. The fourth area is in the area of fiscal reserves and sustainability. Measure U revenue has allowed us to significantly surpass the 25% goal that City Council set to have as reserves on our operating budget. Not only is it important of what we see going on in the city of Placentia, but we've seen significant improvement in how the outside entities, specifically the investment community, view Placentia. Since the passage of Measure U, we've seen 8-step increase in our credit rating to we're now AA. But it's not that we don't have challenges going forward. Last year's significant rainfall showed that deferred maintenance on city buildings needs to be addressed. And the cost of construction and rehabbing our streets has gone up significantly due to inflation. What I would ask you to do is remain patient as your city staff and city elected officials deal with these problems. Be patient with us. Just know that we are trying to address all these issues. So thank you for the Measure U revenues, and thank you for this time to give you an update.
Everything that we touch related to Measure U or to any of our finances is finished off with a strong exclamation point. Having been where we've been and having experienced what we've experienced, we make this a huge, huge focal point. And I'd just like to, I know it's not in my notes, but I want to take a moment to just personally thank our finance department, our finance director, Jennifer Lampman, and all of her folks for all the hard work that they do to continue to make sure that we are collectively in that money arena, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. So thank you to each and every one of that staff group. I'd like to now touch on something that's probably as important to me or closely as important to me as public safety is, and that's our Parks Initiative. I grew up, I moved here when I was 5, 6, just turning 6, and many of the parks that I played at as a kid, the equipment that was there until just recently was the same equipment that was there when I was a kid. Don't do the math, it's just old, okay? It's old, it's antiquated, it's outdated, and it's certainly not compliant with anything that's ADA related. Yeah, almost 100 years old. But along those same lines, the benefits of that is Tri-City Park wasn't Tri-City Park, it was a reservoir irrigating the orange groves and agricultural fields around here. And for a young boy coming from the San Fernando Valley of Los Angeles, I was like a kid that thought he was Huck Finn, running through orange groves, living in a life of come home when the street lights come on and here's one dime because I know you're not going to stay local, and if you get in trouble you need to call me, and don't have the cops bring you home, which they did do more than once. The Placentia Parks Initiative, to go along with maintaining our infrastructure, the City Council also approved the Placentia Parks Initiative Plan in June of 2021 as a comprehensive master list of park and building projects. As part of the plan, park projects are prioritized by safety, age of equipment, and funding sources. These projects are funded through state grants, development impact fees, or Measure U funding. So far, the city has upgraded Goldenrod Park, Cook Park, and Santa Fe Park. Cook Park is a unique one because it's broken into phases, and we're moving forward to complete, I think, what, Karen, phase 2, phase 3? Phase 2, okay, very good. Currently in progress are Parque del Arroyo Verde, to those locally, probably more commonly known as Palm Park, and Wagner Parks. The city plans to hold a ribbon-cutting ceremonies to celebrate the newly upgraded parks, so stay tuned for the dates and information on the city's website and social media pages. The next parks to be upgraded again include Cook Park, Phase 2, and Tuffrey Park up there by Tynes Gym to the rear or to the west of Tuffrey Middle School. I want to thank you all for your patience and understanding as we work to upgrade our city parks. We know that it's been a long time coming, and I'm happy that we are prioritizing our city parks and facilities now and for the future. And that's a broad spectrum touch on that. It is to make them better, more usable, more safe. We're looking at new things. I didn't get a chance to go over and shake his hand yet, but Aaron Mills is here. He's part of our Blue Ribbon Committee. Raise your hand, Aaron. Okay, that's Mr. Pickleball right there, okay? For Placentia, I've never been on a pickleball court, and if somebody handed me a racket, I wouldn't know if it was a pickleball racket, a badminton racket, or handball, racquetball, whatever. But that's the guy to talk to right there. And it's a great deal. And I thank you for that and for that enthusiasm. So we're moving forward with that in our parks and all the work that's getting done. So Karen, to you and all your staff, thank you. I mean, your department is as busy as our public safety arenas. You're bifurcated into not just parks, but community services, human services, our homeless aspects of operations and things like that. So when it's no longer referred to as Park and Rec and it's now called Community Services, it's rightfully and aptly named because it is all things Placentia. So next, important to everyone, streets and roads, okay? I think when you left my fine associates and friends in Yorba Linda and you drove into Placentia, you probably thought, holy smokes, I need to buy a truck, I need to buy a four-wheel drive truck, and I need to buy something that's not riding like a buckboard getting here. That's okay, because you drove through Placentia, then you had to go into Fullerton, okay? So, just a little jab. It's jokes amongst friends. We're all good. We're all good. I'm convinced that I'm going to go get Mayor Fred Young over there, and he and I are probably going to come out with our public works teams, and we're going to pave a section of Bradford from Yorba Linda south towards Madison, because I'm telling you, it will jar your teeth loose coming through there. But with that in mind, and of course, our public works director and deputy city administrator sitting over here cringing, going, "Shut up about the streets, okay?" Maintaining our city's infrastructure is among my top priorities, as it is other members of council. And thanks to Measure U, we now have the funding and the plan to repave every street in the city every 10 years. That is a sliding scale. Now, it's in my notes and I say it, and I know somebody in here is writing it in their phone notes so that it can be memorialized and saved forever, okay? You heard about the construction costs going up. You heard about what it looks like to get things done. But trust me, it is like the top item in our lists of moving things forward to work on our infrastructure stuff. Last year, the city rehabilitated 1.45 million square feet of arterial and residential streets, and we have plans to repave 4.0 million square feet of roads over the next 2 years. Here's a quick video from Councilmember Kevin Kerwin to provide us with an update on the progress of our repaving our streets and roads.
Hi everybody, I'm Councilmember Kevin Kerwin. Streets and roads, they're a popular topic. Why? Well, for one, they're easy to see. After all, do you know what the condition of the sewer line is in front of your house? Probably not. But the roads, you can see those. You can feel those. And new roads look better than old roads. And when they're newer, they cost less to maintain. The issue is, over the last 30 years or so, in most of Orange County, not just Placentia, the money for roads was spent elsewhere. Now, I'm not excusing it, it's just a fact. Many cities are in the same boat, but Placentia has an advantage. We have a plan. We have an actual plan. Now, you may say, so what? Wasn't there a plan before? Well, the sad answer is no, not really. So we had no plan and we had no money. Now we have both. Measure U funds have been and will continue to be dedicated to road maintenance. Is that enough? It should be. Paving costs have risen significantly in the past 3 years, so we've had to adjust our schedule a bit. That's the plan part. Public Works is currently redoing the estimates for completion date citywide. Now, is the plan perfect? No. Far from it. Is it realistic? I think so. Will it make everyone happy? I'll bet not. But you know what? I'm happy we have it. Since 2017, we've spent $15.8 million and paved 10.2 million square feet of streets. Is that everything? No way. Is it a good start? You bet. So, money? Check. Plan? Check. Patience? Not me. I was born without it, so you can bet we'll keep pushing until we have them all done.
Okay. So the gentleman who's dialed in, knows it all about this plan, is there to speak to it, and will gladly, with lack or little patience whatsoever, listen to your gripes, complaints, and comments on our streets condition, is Council Member Kevin Kerwin over here. Raise your hand, Kevin. Yeah. And we break this down, and this conversation has been broken into a lot of different segments of our city and our city's operations. And I talk about public safety, I talk about community services, I talk about the finance department and different things. But again, all of this drive when we talk about infrastructure and the upfront development and housing units and everything that are coming in can never be accomplished by a council alone. It really, really requires the hard work, the oversight, the dot the I's, cross the T's, get into the weeds, look at all the minutia of everything. And I give huge credit to both our development service department, Joe Lambert's team and everybody that works with him. Joe's back there. And I see some of his folks over here. And yeah. I mean, you know, you go into City Hall, and you guys have cleaned it up kind of, but you would literally go into City Hall, and their counter would just be stacked with rolls and rolls and rolls of plans, you know? And I mean, like, I don't mean like a roll of paper. I mean like a roll of development plans, okay? And then accompanying that and sharing space with them is our Public Works team. We have a crew there at the Civic Center that oversees things, but of course the backbone of the operation, the boots on the ground, are all of our Public Works guys and gals down at the Corporation Yard there off of La Jolla. And I remember years ago working under a different administration when I was at the PD, and we were talking about different things, and there was a lot of dialogue back there under a different administrator and administration about we should parse out all our work. We should contract it all out. We should do this, we should do that. I beg to differ. I beg to differ, just statistically showing that oftentimes costs, despite the concept of governmental operations, are more cost effective when they're operated inside. I think you have a greater degree of connectivity to your community, a greater degree of engagement. I think they're there. And if you ever want to see a Public Works guys, these are the guys in the orange shirts and the trucks out there, things like that. You want to see them happy when they're happiest. And again, I hope I'm not offending anybody from Caltrans here, is the fact that these gentlemen are happiest when a shovel in their hand, they're digging in the dirt and they're fixing something out there to make it better here in town. So Joe, to your group, and Luis, to your whole group, thank you so very much for everything that you guys do. So with all of these developments and projects we've been talking about, there's something new that comes with that, and that's wayfinding. The city is in the process of funding its recently adopted citywide wayfinding signage program with the goal of enhancing the urban design of the city and our neighborhoods and facilitating access to key destination points and attractions. These beautifully designed signs will create a welcoming and positive experience for our residents and visitors. This program will also help reduce delays, increase public safety, and reinforce the rich culture and history of Placentia. I'm excited to see this project come to fruition and see how it increases access and knowledge of the different areas of our city. Okay. Is there a picture of anything up there? All right. Kevin asked me, he goes, they don't give you a teleprompter or anything like that to work with? Why I say that is because one of the signs that's up is down there in the new parking lot area south of Santa Fe off of Main Street. And if you get a chance to go down there and look at it, it lights up at night. It can change colors. It can seasonally change colors. It's great, and it's a good opportunity to direct people in or get them to see. And as those signage pieces come up throughout the city and wayfinding and different things like that, and in partnership with the chamber, it'll create a guide of where it is you can get to and what it is that you need to see. At this time, it's now my honor to welcome up our city administrator, Damien Arula, who will provide us with some more updates on our strategic planning efforts. I got Nelson up here giving him a pep talk. Has anybody ever known Damien to not be willing to speak and talk about things? I mean, that's great. So, anyways, Damien.
Well, thank you, Mayor, and for the opportunity to speak. So the mayor asked me to come speak and share a few things. Hopefully all of you guys are still awake. I'm going to apologize in advance because the bar already closed, so we kept you after that, right? I guess there's the backside you can go. But I'm going to speak about a few different things that the mayor had asked me to talk about that are also happening in our city that are great things working with our team. As he said, my name is Damien Arula. I'm the city administrator. I'm blessed to be the city administrator of this beautiful city. A new era of success and collaboration was the perfect theme for this year's State of the City address. Our city council continues to prioritize fiscal sustainability, public safety, and building our infrastructure. We couldn't do so without the collaboration of neighboring agencies, community groups, our Chamber of Commerce, and many others that make our city truly wonderful. A lot of you are in this room that are those partners that we work with day in, day out. While our work will never be finished, today is an excellent opportunity to celebrate all we've accomplished and where we're headed. In continuing our conversations around investing in our infrastructure and future planning, our City Council believes in prioritizing these efforts to guide us as we grow. Though we currently have a 5-year citywide strategic plan, we are also focusing on developing new and exciting strategic plans in the areas of information technology, communications and marketing, and asset management. These strategic plans will help us take a long-term view at the direction we can take our city, while also helping us establish realistic objectives and goals that align with our city's vision of having a rich heritage, bright future. They also enable us to better track where we are at any given time and determine how far we've come. This first strategic plan we're embarking upon is the development of a new communications and marketing plan. Technology and communications are constantly changing and adapting. How many of you must now turn to your kids or grandkids to figure out something on your phones or iPads lately? How many of you use texting less often and instead look to social media or other apps for your communication? How many of you look to things like podcasts for your daily news? How many of you know about and use our iPlacentia app for communicating with the city? These and many other questions will be answered by developing a new communications and marketing strategic plan. A key tenet of this plan is to better understand what our residents' communication preferences are. This will ensure that we can reach you and be good stewards of taxpayer dollars while also sharing all of the wonderful accomplishments that are occurring throughout our community and ensuring our residents are taking advantage of all that we have to offer. That's why, as a part of this plan, we will be conducting a comprehensive citywide survey to understand our residents' communication preferences. This new plan will guide the city in building upon our current progress toward developing premier citywide communications and branded content for the Placentia community. It will also ensure that we utilize our resources most effectively to communicate our strengths, values, and vision to our residents and throughout the region. This new plan will also help us with attracting investment, tourism and event promotion, crisis management, consistency and branding, as well as effective resource allocation and establishing a long-term vision in this area. As we continue this journey, our communications and marketing strategic plan will engage our entire community through surveys and analysis. Be sure to be on the lookout for how you can provide input to ensure how we take our communications to the next level. Now, I want to pivot to another area that's been important on our minds lately, and that is the area of information technology, or as we've often referred to as IT. While as a city we tend to focus quite a lot on our physical infrastructure, it's vital that we don't ignore our IT infrastructure. And you heard that right. Due to cost, need, and being integrated now into every function of our organization and service model, we now refer to IT as infrastructure. I think any executive director, city manager, CEO, superintendent, anybody can attest that as we continue to grow our organizations, IT is enmeshed in almost everything that we do these days. While we all know that the world of information technology is ever-changing, through strategic planning, we can ensure that we not only keep up, but also take advantage of the ever-evolving landscape. Therefore, we are currently seeking proposals to create a comprehensive 5-year IT master plan. This plan will serve as a blueprint that outlines our goals, objectives, and a roadmap for leveraging technology to achieve our mission of delivering Nordstrom customer service to the residents of our city. In addition, the plan will help us address the short and long-term needs and improve the balance between demand for new and emerging technology, which is constantly evolving, as well as our available IT resources, including staffing, IT governance, capital, and operating funds. Now let's talk about security for a moment. How many times in the news have you seen hackers breaking into a local city, a hospital, utility companies, or other governmental agency and shutting down their operations for days, weeks, or even months at a time? Well, we never closed a day for COVID, so we certainly don't want to let hackers have that opportunity. And as a government agency that people look to for daily protection, safety, and programs that enhance your quality of life, we also have a responsibility to ensure we're fully operational 24/7, 365 days a year. We also have a sacred duty to ensure that any information, including citizen information, in our systems is secure. That's why a key tenet of this plan is designed to create the proper defenses and anticipate any unfavorable scenarios before they might occur and proactively address them. An IT roadmap for a more proactive approach rather than a reactive response will serve as a cornerstone for sustainable growth and development in our operations for years to come and ensure we also are undeterred in our mission of delivering Nordstrom quality services and programs to our residents and businesses. Now let's talk a little bit about fiber. In case you haven't heard or seen them throughout the community, Placentia is one of the first in the state and definitively the first city in Orange County to partner and deliver high-speed fiber internet access to all of our residents and businesses. Our job at the city is to ensure we're providing a high quality of life for our community, and this project began when we started noticing that during the pandemic, certain disadvantaged areas of our community weren't invested into by major internet providers. This fact was made even more obvious as school districts, universities, and the entire professional world shifted to online participation during the pandemic. But if you don't have internet or very low bandwidth, how can you participate in an equitable way to complete your school or work assignments, stream a Zoom meeting, or conduct a Teams meeting? So recognizing this gap, what did Placentia do? Well, as we have in the past with many other things, we blazed our own path. This was forged when the City Council approved a partnership with Sci-Fi Networks during the pandemic to begin development and deployment of the Placentia Fiber City Network. This public-private partnership resulted in over $36 million invested into our city. This project will deliver up to 10 gigabit high-speed fiber network that will pass every home and business in Placentia, helping to close the digital divide once and for all in our community. And I might add that they will do so for the same or a lower cost than our current providers. And if you want to speak to them, a lot of our Sci-Fi and Gigabit Now partners are in the back. Raise your hands, guys. They're working on that project. I think we drive them a little crazy because every time a complaint comes forward, we're on it in the same day, but that's okay. That's part of a partnership when you're doing something, right? So let's put this internet speed into perspective. 10 gigabits is 1,250 megabytes per second. In other words, as fast as it gets for our homeowners and businesses. So you might also ask, what will this do for the city? Well, upon completion, this new fiber network will enable the city and other providers, such as our school district, water districts, and other utilities, just to name a few, to access what we refer to as smart city applications. Smart city applications are the technology, both the hardware and software, that will help improve the city's public safety, general services, transportation, and the environment, just to name a few possibilities. Imagine Wi-Fi at all city parks in the future. Or when you call 911, a drone pops up from somewhere in the city and goes to the scene prior to police, fire, or emergency services arriving and is able to communicate in real time with our first responders about what is occurring at the scene. And I might add that if the bad guys don't like coming to Placentia already, they certainly won't want to come any further after this technology is deployed. The new system will also help improve the city's economic development by making the city more competitive in recruiting new and exciting manufacturing businesses that utilize technology and high-speed fiber to their fullest. And I should also mention that when you do something citywide, and it's the first of its kind, because we do want to acknowledge some of the complaints that we receive as a city. Inevitably, there's going to be bumps along the road or boulders in your path. While we ask for the city's patience as we work through any speed bumps, know that the city staff and the city council are addressing any feedback from our community in real time to ensure this project creates long-term value for our community. With our partners Sci-Fi Networks and Gigabit Now, the city recently hosted an event to celebrate the first homes that went live with their new fiber internet service as part of the Placentia Fiber City Network. It was a very exciting event, and I and the City Council can't wait for more homes to be able to come online and receive the fastest internet available in Orange County right here in our beautiful city of Placentia. Another city initiative that will significantly impact the future of our city is our new comprehensive asset management plan and facility condition assessment. As you can imagine, as a city, we have a lot of infrastructure that we're responsible for every day throughout the community. We saw a need to ensure that we're maintaining a comprehensive management plan and program that would look at our infrastructure assets, maintenance records, and general history. This plan will form the building blocks for building our new asset management program, and the last time we conducted a facility condition assessment was in 2012. And since then, our city has significantly evolved and expanded, our residents' needs have grown, and our assets have aged considerably. To ensure we meet the demands of our growing community, we must have an up-to-date understanding of the condition of our facilities. And as the mayor said, you heard earlier, many of our buildings that we have throughout the community are built in the 60s and the 70s. And the city has not been able to make significant maintenance improvements to these facilities. And this plan will not only help us determine those capital needs, but also ensure that we're moving toward more sustainability in this area. The goal of this program is to shift from a reactive approach where we address problems as they arise to more of a proactive strategy where we plan and manage our infrastructure assets strategically to anticipate our residents' needs and address those issues ahead of time. In conclusion, the implementation of an asset management plan and the conducting of a facilities condition assessment are essential steps toward the responsible and sustainable stewardship of our limited city resources. By adopting proactive management practices, we will ensure that Placentia continues to remain a vibrant and attractive place to live, play, and work well into the future. In closing, thank you all for being here today and celebrating our 2023 State of the City Address with us. A special thank you to Mayor Smith for all of his leadership and all he has done this last year. It's a privilege working with him day in, day out. We meet several times a week, as well as the City Council. Our council is very supportive of staff, and all the things that you saw up on the board we wouldn't be able to accomplish if we did not have a supportive City Council, what I refer to collectively as our team. I would also be remiss if I didn't acknowledge all of the hard work by our staff in the back and here to the left that set up this event, as the mayor indicated. They sure do an amazing job of delivering a great event for us. And I would also like to thank all of the staff whom are here and truly responsible for all the wonderful things that we've shared today. They are part of the Placentia family, and they are true everyday heroes of our community. I'm going to ask our staff just to stand up for a moment throughout that's in here, and just so we can give you a quick round of applause. All the city staff, please stand up. It's truly a privilege working with all these great team members, and I look forward to many more years of working with the City Council and the staff to continue to grow our community in a positive and responsible way. Thank you for your time today, and I'll turn it back over to you, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Damien. Really appreciate that detail and perspective on some of these other data and infrastructure related projects. Each of us on council have opportunities to represent our community. Granted, we are in districts, but we really take an approach of a collective whole sense of things here. Many of us will say that, hey, we're not really a city big enough to need districts. You know, we have something going on in our respective district, and we will reach out to others, and the others on council will bring to bear any resources or components that they think that can help us out. Coming from the background that I came from, the concept of collaboration and participation has always been important. The thoughts of teamwork and working together, both within a tight-knit group and in the periphery of things, is always important as well. Whoops. Yeah, that's good. Hey, it's water, it'll dry out. So in closing, as we reflect on the last year, my hope is that we see a story of great progress that is written in the lives of each of you. Today, we've explored some impressive developments that are reshaping our city's landscape, from affordable housing solutions to new businesses. That will further to enrich our vibrant community. Our commitment to sustainable growth and preservation has guided us through our history, and it is also helping us shape our future. I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to come here today to learn more about the state of our great city. Thank you for being part of the story and your unwavering dedication to our city's prosperity. The state of our city continues to get stronger because of you. Now that's residents, that's businesses, that's fellow city employees in neighboring jurisdictions that all come together and work together. That's elected officials. To the elected officials that are here today in support, thank you so very much. It is really meaningful because we so often cross paths and sit at a table. I know some of us in this room today had a meeting this morning that we put off to be here. Connor, thank you for being here. Eric, thank you for being here as well. We really look at it as we are stronger together than we are as individuals, not to demean or diminish the successes of any one individual. When planning my State of the City, I chose the theme, A New Era of Success and Collaboration. Those of you that knew me when I was mayor in 2020, and actually it was probably on the heels of Rhonda starting kind of theme-based concepts for a year, my concept was, in 2020, a community in collaboration is a community of compassion. Little did I know that a couple months later we'd be thrust into a pandemic, and while it separated us and pushed us apart in many ways, it collectively pulled us together and made us work tighter as a team. I probably had to rely on Jeremy a lot because it made me get on a computer more. That didn't work very well for me, and I was constantly calling and asking questions, I'm sure. Because I wholeheartedly believe in the concept of collaboration, and strong partnerships are fundamental in our continued journey towards success. I believe Placentia's achievements result from the collaborative spirit of dedicated city staff and engaged community members and supporting neighboring agencies, as I indicated. Before I close out with my final comment here, I'd like to take special note. Damien did so. There is a ton of staff members that helped put this together and worked in conjunction with Michelle and her team. So Michelle, to you and all the folks at the Chamber, thank you so very much for pulling this together. And to the team from Placentia, the folks sitting down here on the end, Nicolette, everybody else down here, sure appreciate it. Jeanette Ortega was huge on this. And then I want to give a shout out to two people. One who always supports me, always comes to my rescue, and whenever I need stuff or help with something or finds me the resources to get it, is I want to thank Maria Perez right up here. She is the administrative executive assistant to both Damien and myself and other members of council, and she's our go-to girl, and she really is a huge asset to our department and to our city. The other one I want to give huge thank you to is, and it's not because I get in trouble if I don't, but I would like to thank my girlfriend, Sheila Jordan. Okay? Sheila can be the poster child for Placentia. She's all things Placentia. She runs the Buzz. She's done so with a partner since its inception. She's handled it all alone the last couple of years, but she's invested and believes in this city. with or without me. Our paths crossed as a result of huge volunteerism and working on a number of things together, and it was important. So those build a tight cord and a tight knit web to make things work well. So I thank her. She supports me. She's a great sounding board. Believe it or not, I don't come home, bitch, gripe, complain, grouse about a bunch of stuff all the time. But when I do, she listens, so I appreciate it. And she grounds me a little bit. She looks at me a little and says, stop being so stubborn, so bull-nosed about things and hard-headed. Step back a little bit, take it all in, figure it out. So, and then I spoke a lot about our staffing. So huge kudos to Rosanna, you and your crew in HR that are pulling together testings. We know that when we test in public safety arenas, we use those people within those shops to maybe conduct interviews and such, whether it's public works, police, fire, dispatch, all of our departments, you know, but those things all get pulled and tied together because of human resources, and we really, really appreciate that. So thank you to all of your staff. I'd also like to just add this in putting together this final comment. It's a great privilege to serve as the mayor of this wonderful city. And I would simply say this, as written in Proverbs 27:17, remember this, people, iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. We're all better together, like I said. We're a stronger team. We may be strong and solid as individuals, but when we pull ourselves together and we take a village and create a tribe, we're a powerful, powerful force to be reckoned with. Thank you for attending today, and may God bless you.